Hey YouTube, this is Gundude73 with another episode of Knife Talk, and today we're going to be looking over blade finishes, pros and cons. Let's start over here. This is just a satin finish blade. Satin finish is basically where it's shiny like this, sort of a bare metal finish. They usually, I think, sand this to get it to look nice and shiny. I like the way a satin finish looks if it's done right, like this military is awesome. It resists rust pretty well in my experience. It might be a little flashy if you don't want to keep a high, if you don't want to like draw attention or something. Like this would be kind of shiny and catch people's eye, so it may not be the best thing for you. Stonewash is basically like the name implies. They're basically taking a bunch of tiny little stones, be it whatever kind of media they're using, to give it this nice tumbled look. Some people say, especially the Sebenza, looks like a galvanized trash can, and they hate it. But to me, I really like the way that blade looks. This looks awesome. This finish is great for hiding scratches. Like I've used this knife. This is basically my most used utility knife, and you don't really see too many scratches on it. The only disadvantage I could say with Stonewash is that it does open up the pores of the steel, and even on stainless steels like S30V, you are going to get some corrosion just because it is opening the pores of the steel up. It's like you know, your skin. Like if you open your pores up on your face, you know, and you get like oils and whatnot in there, you might get acne. Sort of the same thing with steel, but it's rust instead of acne. So how about that analogy? And bead blasting here is similar to stonewashing in the sense that it does open the pores in the steel. Like you can see on this skyline, get the camera to focus, that, come on camera, focus. There we go. You can see that there is some corrosion on there, simply because the bead blasting process does open up the pores. And bead blasting is great from a manufacturing standpoint because it's very easy and quick. You don't have to prep the blade at all, you just bead blast it. You know, you throw it in the cabinet, you bead blast it, you laser etch it, you're done. So that's why you see a lot of these not lower end, but cheaper Kershaws using bead blasted finishes, just because it's quick and easy. Something like satin finish just takes more time to do, and stonewash, I think there's some prep involved before you actually do the treatment to the blade. So bead blasting is a great economical option. You know, that's why you see it on these Kershaws. Personally, I don't care for it because it does rust. You have to take care of it, and but if you don't care about that, hey, cheaper overall knife. DLC, diamond-like carbon coating. Basically, this combines graphite and industrial diamonds to give you a very hard coating. The nice thing with this is it's non-reflective. You can see that's not giving off any light like the military did. And one thing that's a misconception is people say DLC prevents rust. It doesn't. I had a Kershaw OD1, and my caustic sweat went right through the DLC and started rusting the frame. So it doesn't prevent rust. It just it makes the knife have a flat color so it doesn't reflect light. And it's nice for wearing and stuff because since the graphite and industrial diamonds are so hard, you're really not going to be scratching this unless you're cutting some really abrasive stuff. So it's not that big of a deal. The last one I have here, this is just epoxy coating. It's what Becker uses on their knives. Now this actually does prevent rust, which is nice. You can see there's no rust on that handle. No rust on the coated part of the blade. Downside to this is that it wears off kind of easily in my experience. You know, take it for what it is. There's a lot of fixed blade finishes out there. Like another one is Essie's powder coat finish, which is awesome. This finish just wears really well, and I think it looks really cool too. So, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, these are sort of the main ones you're going to see. You're going to see satin, stonewash, bead blast, DLC, epoxy on a lot of knives. You know, something like this is relatively proprietary. so you're not going to see it as often. So, another episode of Knife Talk there, guys. If you have any requests, feel free to leave them, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.